Well, guys, Twitter has fallen, and we are now in the wake of the biggest exodus of users from Elon Musk's Twitter ever. Period. But why are people leaving? Is it just the fact that Elon owns it now? Do people hate him that much? Well, they've been on the platform for years despite him owning it for that long now. Is it because of the politics? Partially, yes. Is it because the site just genuinely sucks now if you're not someone constantly in fights or making rage bait posts? Probably. In fact, there's a really good video that was recently made by a YouTuber named Be in a Minute, or Ben a Minute, I think is, it's Ben a Minute, because, like, Ben is probably his name, and then it's been a minute. Ah, I get it now. His name's Ben a Minute. And he made a video called How Woke Can I Get Before Elon Bans Me? The truth is, most likely, almost certainly, pretty damn woke. I don't think Elon will ban you for being woke. What I do know is, though, Elon will shadow ban you for saying things that are mean about him, for saying things that are generally left-leaning. And I can tell you that after, like, certain milestones, one of the big things that made me leave Twitter was the fact that I would post things that were, like, really good tweets. Like, for reference, before Elon bought Twitter, I could just tweet boobs and then go to bed and wake up the next morning with 1,000 likes on the post. From my own, like, fans, I'd have, like, 100 replies from real people. It wasn't, like, bots liking it or anything. It was real people. And, it could be the dumbest nothing thing ever, and because I'm a YouTuber, it would get, like, a lot of engagement, because that's just how Twitter works when you're a YouTuber back then. But then Elon bought it, and months later, he made it way worse. And something I noticed was, after, like, just overnight, suddenly I started getting, like, 10 to 20 likes on tweets instead of hundreds or sometimes thousands of likes on tweets. A very blatant drop. And since then, it decayed and decayed and decayed, even as my follower count continued to rise. I never saw a rise in my likes or even views on my tweets. And eventually I realized I was tweeting to nobody. No one was seeing my tweets. It wasn't ending up anywhere, probably because I didn't pay for verification, more likely than not. And so I just stopped using Twitter and I moved to Blue Sky. I have like 3,000 followers on Blue Sky, and every time I open it, my notifications are full. Like, completely full. I have to scroll for several minutes to read through all of the likes, the comments, the follows, and the replies. Because that is how Twitter used to be, and how any social media platform that I'm regularly on generally goes, because I may not be a massive figure, but I'm big enough that I have a pretty consistent, like a pretty consistent amount of engagement on my stuff, you know? But regardless, it just kind of dropped off on Twitter, and I moved to Blue Sky, and with 3,000 followers, my shit was blowing up. And that kind of confirmed to me, man, Elon definitely deboosts your shit if you are not a right-wing rage poster on Twitter. God. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a good look at this video. Because while I don't think he's going to end up getting banned, I do think we're going to get a good look into how awful Twitter has gotten under Elon Musk's management. And boy, has it gotten bad. Like, the posts there that go viral are just the worst. The last time I went there, I scrolled for 2 minutes and saw a person die. Literally just a video of a person being murdered. So, yeah, the site's fallen off pretty damn hard. Let's see just how much, though.
We all know the app, formerly known as Twitter, is supposed to be a platform that promotes free speech. But how much free speech is actually tolerated when it's from a leftist perspective? Well, today, I'm on a mission to answer this question by posting strictly woke content to see how long it takes for my far-left account to get banned. But here's the thing. Throughout this experiment, my tweets will become progressively more, well, progressive. Every day, we'll get more and more woke until, who knows, we might go so far left that we wrap around to the far right. Oh, don't worry. We'll be pissing off a lot of right-wingers along the way. But the main goal of this is to find out if Twitter is silencing those who have an opposing ideology to Elon Musk. We've all noticed that ever since Elon took over Twitter, he has made it pretty clear that he wants it to be a safe haven for free speech.
God, that image of Elon is crazy, dude. Oh, God. For those of you guys that don't know why Elon's MAGA hat is black and gray, it's because he has started what he calls the dark MAGA movement. It's giga cringe, but the reason why he's wearing all black is because he's starting what he calls the dark goth MAGA movement, is what he called it. The goth dark MAGA movement, I believe is the term. He thinks he's so cool. He really does. Dude, look at this fucking gremlin, bro. Look at this fucking gremlin. Because he's fat. Elon Musk, parentheses, fat. Shakes Donald Trump's hand, parentheses, fatly.
On their blog, they even have stated, "We believe Twitter users have the right to express their opinions and ideas without fear of censorship." But what that means in practice is a bit of a gray area, especially when it comes to left-leaning views. Some users argue that these moderation policies seem a bit lopsided, to say the least, and that Elon has transformed Twitter into a refuge for racists, misogynists, and fascists, amplifying far-right propaganda and playing a key role in Trump's re-election, to say the most. So, let's find out if my right to free speech still applies when I criticize everything this guy believes in. Hey, it's been a minute, and today, I'm going to see if Twitter bans me for being too...
Have you seen the videos of Elon jumping? I don't know why he does this. He's done it at every Trump rally, but he does this thing where he jumps up and down like an excited child, like a 2-year-old who needs their diaper changed. Have you seen it? Like, Elon does this, like, jumping jack thing at every Trump event now, where he jumps in the air and he, like, flails his arms around. Yeah, he's making himself into an X. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. He's trying to make an X. I actually hate that this motherfucker is stealing my branding. I need you to know that the whole, like, Elon Musk's obsession with the X thing came after 2020 when I rebranded to Xanderhall and the X became my logo. I need you all to know that he is stealing this from me. All right, I did this shit first. The black and white and the X logo is my fucking branding, and this bastard has, like, I bet that fucker knows who I am, saw it, liked my branding, and like, took it. Because it's so specific. The black and white, the X for the logo, it's like... yeah, Elon's obsession with X goes back to his co-founding of PayPal in the 2000s, though. I know, but he was never open like this. This is stuff that came back, or the stuff about his obsession with that came out after his Twitter buy. So for those who don't know, you get a boost on any reply you make to a post if you have Twitter Blue, or like you pay for verification. It's $16 a month, I think, and your replies are literally boosted over others regardless of the amount of engagement if you pay Twitter. That alone is such an awful change that I'm surprised that the big exodus didn't happen over that change on its own. Like, who wants to use a platform where all of the highest, like, reporting posts, like the highest rated posts, are the ones who paid the most to be there? It's not even a merit-based algorithm, you know? Like, the site is getting worse and worse at showing you things that are even somewhat interesting to you in a satisfying amount of time when scrolling. Like, no one doom scrolls Twitter anymore because it takes so long to doom scroll into something interesting now. You'd be better off doom scrolling YouTube Shorts or Blue Sky, frankly.
My content as possible. And I need the check mark, most importantly. Okay, $16.
I love how the new form of like Twitter subscription is basically a miniaturized version of what Elon did. Paying in order to artificially boost everything you have to say past everyone else who's speaking so that everyone hears you instead of others. That's what Elon did when he bought Twitter. He paid to, like, own the town square. When you buy a check mark, you can also pay a bit to have your own little slice of the town square where only you can be heard.
And then that's it. I'm canceling it. Ugh. I hate that.
Oh, that's cringe.
Your account will be reviewed for a blue check mark soon. I just paid for it. Our team is doing a quick review on your account. You should see your...
Dude, imagine you pay for the blue check mark and they deny your blue check mark. That's crazy. They'll definitely verify them, though. Anyone can get verified on Twitter. I don't know why they even have a team that reviews the applications. Why would they do that? Why do they... Like, they're clearly not going to do anything. Like, they don't have... Like, why bother? Why pay the people to do it?
Your check mark here within a few days. Oh my god. What is there to review? Now, I decided to follow a bunch of right-leaning accounts, including the top 10 accounts that Elon most often replies to. End Wokeness, Ian Miles Chung, Matt Walsh, for sure. Libs of TikTok. This is so dumb. Oh my god. I wanted to make sure that my timeline and For You page was...
That Doge Designer page is... There are a lot of channels like this. Or not a lot of channels. A lot of pages like this that are all Dogecoin-themed anti-woke. Like, half of it is crypto stuff. The other half is anti-woke memes. These accounts are huge, and they always have some cringe-ass... They always have some cringe-ass PFP like this. Hold on. Where's the chat box? Here we go. Look at that PFP. Have you ever seen anything more Reddit, like, cursed? Oh my god. Oh my god, Doge designer, ho ho. So fucking soy, dude.
I wanted to make sure that my timeline and For You page was just filled with a bunch of content that would trigger me easily, just making it a bit easier and faster to respond with my woke takes. Okay, let's see what's going on Twitter. I hate this so much. I already want to start responding to him. I love how the Trump-controlled federal government plans to spend our tax dollars to fund essentially a meme. Doge, instead of funding plans to combat the most salient threat to our planet, climate change.
No, if you wanted to get any engagement, you should have posted W Elon. Then you'll get 1,000 likes, but here you're just gonna get one.
Post. What if that gets me banned? My very first tweet. Some quick background on my personal experience with Twitter. It really was my go-to social media platform from like 2014 to 2020. And during lockdown, I realized I was on it just way too much, so
that's good.
I did the healthy thing and switched to YouTube and spent too much time on there instead. All of this is to say that I haven't used Twitter in like 4 years, but I have stayed up to date with Elon's takeover of the platform and its overall shift to the right. So overall, this kind of feels like a welcome home party. Except my home was bought by a billionaire and he painted all the walls black and clogged up all the toilets and invited a bunch of racist people over to sleep on the couch for a while. I can't wait. Who should Matt Gaetz go after first? Probably himself. Okay, so according to the user FE-Dart, Elon's average tweets per day, or...
I need you to understand the amount of delusion that these Twitter posters have.
I can't wait. Who should Matt Gaetz...
Ian Miles Chong, who should Matt Gaetz go after first? Days, like, as he is having to step down because the pedophilia shit comes out about Gaetz. Like, they are that delusional. Like, they're on Twitter getting hundreds of thousands of likes, championing pedophiles as brave warriors fighting pedophilia. It's like, it's insane.
Gaetz go after first? Probably himself. Okay, so according to the Reddit user FE-Dart, Elon's average tweets per day, or TPD, is around 67. So
That's
to compete
insane.
with the tweet master himself, I'm gonna aim for a TPD, tweets per day, around 68 or 70. Somewhere in there. Now, you're probably thinking, dang, that's a lot of tweeting. I'm sure he's probably gonna automate that with AI or something. No, that would be too easy, and also make for a really boring video, and I know this might be a kind of controversial take, but I don't really think using AI to create content is very cool. Okay, I need to start tweeting a lot more. I have like 67 more tweets to go. Now, for the first few days, I wanted to start off with some mild leftist political views. This included tweets centered around fair wages. I wonder if Trump's pick for the Department of Labor will expand paid family leave. Oh, sorry, typo. I wonder if Trump's pick for the Department of Labor will abolish the Department of Labor. Climate change. Trump's new pick to run the department in charge of disaster recovery is skeptical of climate change. Climate change. You know, the thing that causes natural disasters. And of course, constant digs at right-wingers on Twitter. I responded to this tweet and said, Allergan's stock just shot up 27%. Shout out to all the little Botox boys out there. Allergan, or Allergen, is the company that makes Botox, by the way.
I've been calling this shit out. All these fuckers have so much Botox in their faces. It's actually like uncanny. Dude, look at this motherfucker. I'm telling you, like, crop out everything from their nose up to their forehead and just get images side to siding every like big right-wing figure from their nose up to their forehead and tell me it's not the same like bone structure.
This tweet had some levels to it, and I don't really think people got it besides me, so that's okay. You know, we're doing our best. We're trying. I think that everything I posted on this first day could have been retweeted by your most basic Democrat or slightly left-leaning person. Can you spot the difference? Department of Defense 2024. Department of Defense 2025. One has a tattoo. So I ended day one with 1 like, 0 followers, and 42 tweets in total. My TPD was a little bit lower than I was aiming for, so I decided I'd just crank it up more the next day. Oh, and the approval of my blue check mark that I already paid for was still pending. I think that once I am approved and get the blue check mark, my posts will be sort of elevated to other accounts. But for now, it seems like they're not really getting too many impressions on the platform. Okay, so slow start to day one, but that was kind of expected with more of the mild leftist takes. So let's crank things up a bit and head on into... All right, day 2. This is when I realized that Twitter had become something unrecognizable to what it looked like back in 2020 when I left. Okay, so let's do some more tweeting. If people didn't start families in poverty, the human species would no longer exist.
So this is, of course, oh my god, I feel like I have to respond to every dumbass conservative take I see in this video. Because I don't spend time on Twitter anymore, because it's just a nonstop barrage of this shit, and you just feel the need to respond to every one. But you know you shouldn't, because you're not going to get even... No one's even going to see it. Like, the most you'll get is a few hate replies to any, like, response you make or retort you make these days. You can't... I think, fundamentally, the reason why Twitter sucks so much right now is you have to be one of these nonsense accounts to get any engagement or any replies. And social media isn't fun just as a place where you like and browse. People want to be able to have conversations and occasionally post a tweet that ends up being a banger. But if you have to pay for that possibility, and even then you have to tweet and post from a certain political side or enrage enough people to have that experience, then people are just going to leave the platform for something better. It's why everyone's moving to Blue Sky. Now it's like actual companies and like large celebrities are moving to Blue Sky now, away from Twitter, and a lot of people are following them. Stephen King moved to Blue Sky. That was a big reason why a lot of people jumped over. Like, celebrities are ditching Twitter because it just sucks now. Like, even if you're a big celebrity and you're tweeting out to your fans aren't seeing your tweets. Why the fuck would you even bother posting there then? And without the celebrities, which are what a lot of people are on Twitter there to follow and see what they're posting, they're going to go to another platform or just stop being engaged with it. And that's what's been happening. It's why Twitter is losing so much money.
God, I hate Matt Walsh so much. You're such a baby. Of course, there's copious amounts of misinformation.
For reference, the whole, like, Matt Walsh's tweet about people needing to have kids even in poverty is a reference to the fact that, like, they do not want to support anything that would help make childcare cheaper or easier. But they insist that the birth rates need to go up. And so when people say, well, we need to make raising a child more affordable, they say, no, we need to make people more willing to raise children in poverty. That is their real, actual argument and what they believe in openly, too. Now that Trump has won, they don't even lie about it. They say, like, no, you should be having kids in poverty. Otherwise, the human race will die.
Information and bigotry that, I'll say it, is pretty fun to call out and debunk. This I can't stand. Which country spends the most on healthcare per capita? The United States. But this isn't socialized medicine. This is private medicine.
Yeah.
It's not like the government is spending that much. It would be cheaper to have socialized medicine in the US than... Alright, I'm about to respond to it. Here are the facts. Medicare for all will cost less than our current system. A recent study by Yale epidemiologists found that Medicare for all would save around 68,000 lives a year while reducing U.S. healthcare spending by around 13%, or $450 billion a year.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot. Owned that one, rabbit hole. More like stupid idiot hole. But after a while, it all just kind of started to wane on me. Meanwhile, in New Zealand's parliament, what does this even mean? This is just like straight up racist. Anyone else laugh at this silly pagan?
Tantrums are not an argument. I like how I don't even think they were yelling in that clip, but everyone is pretending they were, and this person's saying it was a pagan ritual. I don't know, dude.
You know, I'm having a lot of fun making this video, but then I spend just like a little too much time on Twitter or see a post that just kind of pushes me over the edge, makes me want to just log off for ever. Colonize more, dude. All right, come
That's
on.
Twitter. Look at it. But look at this account. By POC doing racism. This is for all the white people to follow so they can feel like victims. Very popular brand of right-wing content, by the way. Like the content that is literally being an SJW over like people being racist towards white people. Like, they love feeling like victims. It's all about the victimhood.
Like, what do you even say to these people? The indigenous people of New Zealand, the Maori, are just part of Parliament, which makes sense because they are the original people of the island of New Zealand, or the two islands. Like, what is wrong with them being part of their own government? Like, if that makes you mad, then, like, something is wrong with you. That's not normal to be, like, pissed off at this. I ended up having to throw in the towel for the day and decided to recharge for hopefully a better tomorrow. Has anyone seen Dr. Fauci recently? Someone is looking for him.
It's these deranged fucking tweets, dude. It's these fucking deranged tweets. They literally love the brainworm man. They worship him. They're like, yes, the anti-vax brainworm guy is going to finally kill Fauci. Let's go. They're like begging for it now.
room. Whoa. It wasn't better. How's everyone doing out there? It is day 3, and I have some very exciting news to share. I got a blue check mark that I am paying $16 a month for. So, I think at the end of day 2, I had about 83 tweets in total. And
I know this might be controversial, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I like fluoride. One thing I really like is you'll notice 4 followers like after days of posting and 0 likes. Obviously, that's relatively, not like super out of the norm for a brand new account, but an account that's posting this much and has the blue check mark, you'd expect them to get seen a bit. But like, Twitter will not give your posts impressions even among your own followers unless it is inciting a lot of replies. And the best way to get replies is to say something that like is really crazy and out there, right? Either bait replies with like some dishonest method that a lot of these accounts do, or to say something crazy that gets people angry and engaging. And no one wants to use a platform that's like that all the time. Like all the time with no break.
Yeah, I got a little carried away this morning, and I am now at 141 posts total. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm getting a little addicted to the platform. Don't look now, but Trump has quietly put together the most diverse cabinet ever assembled. And then it refers to these women as snacks. So I responded to it and said, the only snack here is RFK's brain worm. Basically what I'm trying to do at this point on day 3 is just crank things up a notch, get a little more triggered when it comes to responding to these right-wingers, and getting a little more woke. And I think things are working. I'm getting more likes. I'm getting more responses. POV, you're inside RFK Jr.'s brain. Between the election denial and making fun of the disabled, you guys are on track to storm the Capitol on January 6th. LOL. It's spelled capital. Thanks. I always screw that up.
Between the meltdowns and making fun of the disabled, you're on track to storm the Capitol on January 6th. So, making fun of RFK having his brain eaten by a worm means that we're on track to do the thing that they did, and so the joke is on us. The thing they've defended being fine for 4 years is now a bad thing because the left might do it. Okay.
Democrats made grandma say goodbye over
sense.
FaceTime during COVID, and now they're crying about separating the families of illegals. One rule for life: always tell commies to shut the fuck up.
It's posts like that that get the most engagement. Literally the kind of shit you would see on like a t-shirt that like a 30-year-old man would be wearing. That's the kind of shit you gotta post to get engagement on Twitter now. It's so cringe.
The way, I thought they was gonna deport families together. Communism must be eradicated. Communism doesn't exist in the US, okay? Not like even close. What is with people on the right thinking that communism is like growing like wildfire in the US? It's not. Like, it's so...
Because what they call communism is like when a corporation invests in something that they call woke. Like a corporation, a privately owned corporation is communist to these people. So yeah, communists can be spreading rapidly if you don't refer to communism as what it is. It's the same as woke. It doesn't mean anything. There's no definition. They can't give one.
Not here. It'd be cool if there was more like socialist policies that were talked about, but it's not. You don't have to worry about communism at all. I promise you, we're not getting anything close to that. Like, you think Democrats are communists? They're like so pro-capitalist. You think Nancy Pelosi is a communist? She has like one of the best performing portfolios out of like anyone in Congress. Like that doesn't sound very like commie to me. It was around this time when I started to notice something very unexpected. This morning, Stephen King, the horror novelist, left Twitter. My For You page began to flood with hundreds and hundreds of people saying that they were leaving Twitter, tweet after tweet, explaining that they were just fed up with the hate and misinformation that was consuming their timelines. And of course, these announcements came with plenty of commentary from the right, criticizing them for making this decision. So you have tweets like this: I would like to announce that
What I love is how many of them have tried to run and chase the left or just normal people to Blue Sky, and they're not getting any traction there because they don't have like the entire platform rigged in their favor on Blue Sky. And so they're like getting ratioed like they used to on old Twitter, and they're not getting anywhere with it. And so they came to Blue Sky to try and troll, but they're the ones getting trolled. It's really funny because remember they didn't want Twitter to their self to have it for them. They didn't want to just be able to use their free speech and that be it. They wanted to be able to laud that over the left. And if the left isn't there to be trolled, then they'll move to this platform the left is going to. They never really wanted Twitter. They wanted the public square. And now that the public square is moving away from them, they want to come and capture the next public square.
I will not be announcing that I'm leaving Twitter. And it's like, oh, dude, so cool. Like, everyone on here is so cool and edgy and just saying, like, crazy stuff that everyone's like, oh, I can't handle it because I'm too woke. Oh, God, you're so cool, Lex Friedman. I realized that I was witnessing a mass exodus of the platform in real time. Turns out it was the largest exodus since Elon bought it back in 2022. All on the exact same day that I received my beautiful blue checkmark. Which is insane for that to happen this week because that just leaves one person left on Twitter who is still woke. And it's Noam Chomsky. I was deep behind enemy lines, and all of my allies were retreating. Pretty soon, Noam Chomsky would be the last bastion of wokeness able to defend against the dark right, trying to find the light, while getting lost in the dark echo chamber of hate and bigotry. What was Noam to do? Breaking, Lindsey Graham has come out against Matt Gaetz for AG. Lindsey Graham came out? All right, it's day 4 and I'm fed up. I'm done with this. I'm about to attack every single right-winger I see. For the first time ever, 2 black women will serve in the United States Senate simultaneously. Identity politics, all the way to the bitter end. It's called democracy, you racist dingleberry. Oh, and I'm not just calling out the right today. No, it is about time I start attacking the Democrats too. Breaking, election security experts have officially asked Biden to do an election recount on Trump's victory. They are citing potential breaches in voting machines. I responded and said, Dems didn't lose because of election interference. Dems lost because they have completely abandoned the middle class. Unless things radically change soon, the party and many politicians within it will always be captured by the corporations that they are indebted to.
I have a feeling that was one of the best performing tweets he posted. I will say, though, the only evidence that we have in regards to the idea that, like, there should be a recount because there could have been some, like, bullshittery with the voting machines is, as far as I understand, some party affiliated with Trump had successfully gotten copies of the results on a bunch of voting machines and, like, collected the data. And they were going to try to use that to prove that in court that the election was stolen. But taking that data was a crime. And so I don't know if that was ever fully pursued legally or if that ever got, like, fully dealt with. But the fact that happened and that people loyal to Trump successfully breached voting machines is real. Like, that happened. And so a lot of people have taken that to say, oh, well, they must have been hacked. The results must have been changed. And I want to say that is fundamentally different. The fact that the machines were breached and the results were copied after the 2020 election by Trump loyalists was true. The idea that they were breached and results was changed is not supported. Certainly not for the 2024 election. There's no real evidence for that yet. The claim has been like maybe Starlink was involved, but no, there's no hard evidence of election interference, but there has been evidence of, you know, people loyal to Trump trying to fuck with the like things and trying to get more stuff. There needs to be more investigation, don't get me wrong, but certainly not enough to be able to like cry foul about the election results. Nowhere near enough evidence.
Oh, and I got a little extra surprise for all 4 of my Twitter followers that I know they're just going to eat up. From each according to his abilities to each according to his needs. Everyone, please open your Communist Manifesto to page 1, because it's Marxist time. History repeats itself. First as tragedy, second as farce. Welcome to the farce. Democrats can't be the pro-labor party while also being backed by billionaire donors. Again, just talking about transgender people, like 50% of all the posts on this platform is something centered around trans people, but in a very negative light, obviously.
I have a feeling that this guy really likes Hassan. Just a nibbling sense of a possibility this guy might be a big Hassan fan. Very possible.
They can't wrap their head around it for some reason. I just can't imagine like walking down the street, seeing someone who is trans and having like a visceral reaction like they do.
That it's fear and disgust. That's where most of it comes from for these people. People, like, there have been studies done where they scanned the brains of left and right leaning people and like measured what parts of the brain light up. the left experiences, like people on the left more often than not experience more activity in the part of the brain associated with empathy than people on the right. Like you look at the part of the brain associated with empathy, and for conservatives, when they see someone get hurt or they see something bad happen to someone or hear a sad story, it stays very dark. The empathy part of the brain stays very dark. And in some cases, this was the part that like really stuck with me, the humor part of the brain lights up for a lot of conservatives, for right-leaning people with conservative ideas. When they see something bad happen to someone, while someone on the left experiences empathy, people on the right experience a sense of comedy. I think that's a fundamental difference we got to keep in mind. It's like measurable in brain scans, mind you.
Like messed up, like there's something broken in their brains. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a little triggered, so I ended up responding to a lot of people today. Imagine ever believing a 60-year-old man would win a professional boxing match. Come on, guys. Imagine believing your dumbass movie could win an Oscar. Come on, guys. So much so that my current total number of tweets is at 221. That's an average TPD of 55, which is still somehow less than Elon's. I actually don't understand how he has time to rattle off so many tweets every day. I guess running a car, rocket, satellite, and social media company, all while being the stand-in first lady, is actually pretty easy. He moves like a 40-pound toddler with a full diaper.
Yeah, no, I saw this tweet. It's a good one. It's so true. Dude, look at that shit, dude. Look at... No, rewind that shit.
He moves like a 40-pound toddler with a full diaper.
It's so real. I saw this tweet too. Holy shit. Oh my god. It's so true. He looks like he needs his diaper changed. She's jumping up in the air for his mom to change his diaper, dude. It's so embarrassing. Oh my god. I hate him so much. I really do. I hate Elon. Oh god.
Time to torment Elon until he disables my account.
He won't.
What's up? It's
He's
day
desperate
5.
for users
this is my final day, so this is the big push until the end. And I think we can get it done. Population collapse. It's so funny that they're like so pro population growth, but at the same time they're anti-immigration. Like, which one is it? The woke don't believe in equality or giving people equal rights. They want special privileges for certain groups of minorities, and they want to kill or enslave all white people. It's really that simple.
The rhetoric has gotten to the point now where it's just a nonstop feed of them telling their fans that the left wants to kill them and enslave them. And that's why so many of them escalate it to violence, and why they are trained to take no more joy from anything in life than the suffering of people on the left, because they've been trained in believing that the left only wants to hurt them.
Source?
Yep, they really do hate white people. I remember feeling self-hate for being white when I was a liberal. They really do hate us and seek to make us hate ourselves. This is wrong, and they are evil for doing this.
They do, and I'm tired of pretending they don't. Were you pretending that they didn't?
I'm tired of pretending they don't. Yeah, like he's saying, were you pretending that they didn't?
You seemed pretty open about it before. Based. Agree.
I concur. Very important we stand firm without demonizing. Think in situations like we are in. We stay smart, strong, and keep the light bright with love. But know when to say no for the common good. Eventually they will join our fester until they wither.
They will join or fester until they wither. That's not very, doesn't sound like keeping the light.
Humble at all times. Jesus Christ.
We are dealing with adult children, so a firm, consistent no. No, maybe.
Like we are dealing with adult children, so a firm, consistent no. Like, what? Like, they literally... If you're ever wondering why the right doesn't just advocate against you having rights and getting to exist, they do it, like, paternalistically. It's because they see you as a child who needs to be put in their place for demanding that you have rights or respect for being, like, part of a marginalized group. That's genuinely how they are trained to see you and treat you, like a child.
The bright light of love feels very hateful sometimes.
Hateful sometimes? That's a good comment.
Do you support Tom Homan conducting worksite raids for illegal immigrants?
This is tricky, because this will also hurt businesses as well.
They know. They're like, do we deport all of the brown people? Well, I mean, it's a tricky question because it's going to hurt a lot of businesses. Like that's the conversation that the right is having right now.
They should focus on the troubles first and work their way to work sites. This gives
Then work their way over to the work sites.
people to get their affairs together.
Give time to the business owners to like replace their employees who aren't immigrants or who are immigrants, so that they have, and then like Jesus, literal bot speed. I bet this motherfucker's a bot. Yeah, a lot of the accounts on here on Twitter are bots. Yeah, there's a good chance.
What are you talking about, Dada? Yeah, it will hurt businesses. Why did you vote for the deportation of 30 million people? It's not that.
Well, the only hard part of the question was what it would do to businesses. They know it'll hurt businesses. It's a matter of, are they willing to trade the damage it'll do to businesses for the what they consider benefit of getting rid of immigrants?
Tricky. It is simple. Do not enter this nation illegally. No excuses. Our immigration system has worked just fine since its inception. It needs no reform. It needs absolute enforcement. Agreed, but do we go after those who are not harming others first, or take out the bad first?
Do we go after those who are not harming others first, or take out the bad first? I like how they even admit, do we take out the ones, or do we go after and take out? Those are the terms they use. In reference to the ones that are not harming others, they leave them, but then they come after them later. They're literally open about what they plan to do. So basically, Twitter has become a Nazi cesspool. Like, this is the site now. It's just a Nazi cesspool. Like, the most reasonable takes you'll hear are about what rate at which we should, like, annihilate and murder all the brown people. Like, should we start with the bad ones that are doing crimes and then get to the good people who are brown? Or do we just do it all encompassing, just like, indiscriminately? Or very discriminately, but indiscriminately. That is the conversation that they're having. Genuine insanity. Absolutely batshit. If you're wondering why people are leaving Twitter, it's because you have to be like those people to get anywhere on the platform and to enjoy it now. And most people are still not like that. And so, Twitter's dying. And it's going to continue to die. And I don't think there's any saving it now. I don't think Elon could go back on any of these changes and bring people back. I think it's cooked. Truly, well and truly, rest in peace to Twitter. It's never coming back. Long live blue sky, I suppose. Anyway, if you enjoyed this segment, if you found it entertaining, educational, or enjoyable, then please consider leaving a like, subscribe and ring the bell icon if you haven't already, and comment down below if you want to, help the channel out in the algorithm, help boost it, tell YouTube you want YouTube to show my stuff to more people and get it in front of new viewers. You can also follow my social medias, linked down below if you want to see more from me, especially joining my Discord and following my Blue Sky. We do events once a week in my Discord, so make sure you join so you can do like a watch party with me or anything like that. Cool stuff goes down there. And of course, make sure to remember that if you want to support me directly, if you can afford it and you feel like it, you can always do so by donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or supporting me financially through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buying merch at the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me, though, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you have a good one.